So I received an answer, but I want to give something more. Take down how you have to write answer for this type of case. Okay. Now give an introduction for this case. Huh? Question. This is related to now the one we are discussing here. Please ask. Emotional and practical. Emotion practical in their life. In real life. In real life. Okay. So how will you answer this question? Heart. So see, actually heart is not always related to emotions. Okay. So that you have to understand. Swami Vivekananda said that, as I will repeat from his words only. What he has said, when there is a conflict, situation arising between the head, what you think and decide, and something which you follow your conscience, that is something called as heart. Here he is mentioning about conscience. Okay. So if that's a situation, then what happens? We try to follow our conscience in certain times. And we know that is wrong as per the rules and regulations. But as a civil servant, openly I have to say, when you're writing a case study, don't give that I will follow my conscience neglecting the rules. Don't do that. And then now only you're disobedient. How will you be following the rules and regulations? They will not accept. You have to say, I will follow the rules. At the same time, I will try to bring a innovative solutions for this case. This way you have to write. Okay. So that's why you should not stick to your emotions. Emotions occurs. In your job, you cannot completely attach to the emotions and take a decision. Even yesterday we saw a question. Do you remember the system of morality, which was derived from emotions as a base, is simply an illusion. Who said this? Socrates. It's a quotation given by him. So when there is a conflict between that, you should not stick to emotions. Emotions occur, but you should know how you have to keep in control. And then you have to think wisely, following the rules and regulations, then decide the case. Okay. Got it? I think he's still thinking. You can understand? Samajhoy up. After the class, we will discuss. You are learning English, but I am not learning Hindi, na? So I'll try to explain in Hindi for you after the class. Okay, fine. So now we are trying write the introduction for this case. As the above case suggests, that one more thing, students, I am really happy that many new students are trying writing answers. And it's good. You try writing, and every day I receive answers from new students. Actually, today I received an answer from a lady. Her name is Tanu or something. Who's Tanu? Oh my God. Actually, she has written pretty well, differently. I enjoyed reading that, and it's very nice. And similarly, another person, I don't remember her name. I recently, Deepali. Who's that? Deepali. Very good. She has also given an innovative approach for the questions. So you just ask them, if they're voluntarily giving, don't forcefully take from them. Voluntarily given, you take and read. And I will also get some ideas related to that question. Both of them have given different approach to that same question. Anna. And did I ask you to write that question? Like emotions, interdependence, and all that question which you have attempt, both of you. Discuss in the class, but you tried on your own. Okay, good. So like where we stop, serious problem going in the district, which is under my control. Suggest that there is a serious problem going in the district, which is under my control. Going in the district, which is under my control. Okay. So in order to find solution, I must try to I must try to choose lesser among two evils. I must try to choose lesser among two evils. Are more good among two goods. Are more good among two goods. In order to find solution, I should choose lesser among two evils or more good among two goods. And as Albert Einstein has said, I'm just giving some idea like how you can frame your introduction. Not complete introduction is here, okay? So as Albert Einstein has said, inside the quotation you can write. Inside the quotation you can write. If I were to remain silent, if I were to remain silent, full stop, I would be guilty of. I would be guilty of complicity, COMPLICATY. Quotation close. So it's a time to act against the smuggling issue. Okay, against the smuggling issue. Then who is the prime mover in this case? The prime mover is the decision maker. Then you can just give prime mover. It's one way like you can write answer for this question. Prime mover. Then put a colon. Then write me. Inside the bracket, the DFO. Now you are the DFO. So mention DFO. Prime mover means the one who is going to take decision regarding the cases. Okay. Then who are the stakeholders? Louder. Smugglers. Only smugglers. Politicians, smugglers, forest rangers. So here they have not mentioned about media or anything. Only in the case, what are the people who are mentioned, you have to write as a stakeholder. Okay. So no, nothing about locals. No. What is the case mentioning? Case has mentioned about the smugglers, about the forest rangers, you and the politicians who are involved in it. So stakeholders. Then facts, you know how to take and write the facts. Put facts, put a colon. You have to write the facts. Okay. Leave space for that. 1 or 2 sentence or 3 sentence maximum. That's it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, like that you put options, then you have to fill it. Now come to the problem. How we are going to solve this? Yesterday we discussed a bit, no? So did you frame any idea of solving this? So first is that, actually I read one person answer and I don't understand the second part of your answer. So you explain for me after completing this. Actually, yes, first you say, what have you written there? Okay. So you told that the smugglers has to be engaged in alternate employment. Okay. Because strict action, very good. Mixed up. That's why I was not able to understand. Because you have mentioned the similarly placed source and all. That's why I was not able. Why is mentioning similarly placed source here and what is the connection? I understand now. Because those who are already been involved and now took alternate in employment has to be used here. Fine. Actually, what in this case, we know that there are a lot of loopholes, in taking action. And these people, there is a connection between politicians and the smugglers. Even then, what you have to do, you are newly posted there. First, you have to follow the system. What the system demands, you have to take action. So what you can do, first point, you can say that I'll increase the security of that particular area. I'll post more people there so that if suppose the smugglers comes and then involved in the activity, they have to take action immediately. Okay. So tightening the security measures. Second, you can mention that even me myself can go to the site, then I will collect the evidence. I will just forward it to the concerned department to take action. and also setting up of anti-smuggling task force. Like this, you can say, like it's in your authority. Even then, if the action is not taken, we have saying no, these people having political connection. So they may, even by judiciary, it happens. So practically there is possibility. If the action has not been taken or these people is released out or again smuggling activities carried on, then what you will do? You will do whistleblowing, external whistleblowing. It can happen in any way. You can just release the report or evidence to some reporter. Okay, the social media person who can circulate the videos in the social media. Second, you can take the help of NGOs. Also, you yourselves can spread some message to the local peoples with the help of some NGO and activists. Activists will definitely do this. So what happens? Now the local people will come forward to protect their own land. It's a protected forest. So they will come, and then again, what happened? Media has to be leaked. The information has to be leaked to media. Media also will arrive and they will shoot the video of all those things which is happening. And if it is released in the media, then entire country will come to fight against this type of smuggling activity. Okay. Apart from that, one more thing. So we have discussed till this. One more point which I expected from you, but nobody came forward to tell that. There is something called as SIL or PAL. No. What is that? Interest litigation. We borrowed from the social interest litigation. So, and we call it as public interest litigation in India. So we borrowed it from USA. It's called SIL there. So what is this? In public interest litigation itself, socially interested activities can be carried out. So who can file a complaint of request to the judiciaries in the name of interest litigation? Anyone. So here NGO can also be involved. Okay, not a person, even NGO. We sought the help of NGO. You can ask the NGO to file a complaint, to file PAL against this activity in the court. So this is another one thing which you can mention. So just write the first point. How will you file a complaint? You can arrest, you can take action. You can you cannot file any PAL, no public interest litigation. So they will ask, what are you doing without taking actions? Your job is to take actions. You just cannot go and approach a court for that. You have to arrest, you have to submit in the court. So instead that you can say an NGO or a person who is interested in the society can file a PAL. Yes. First point, asking the ranger to employ more forest guards. Okay, asking the ranger to employ more forest guards. Okay, to prevent the incident from happening. Asking the ranger to employ more forest guards. Okay, to employ more forest guards to prevent the incident from happening. Full stop. If it happens, then ask him to do to prevent the incident from happening. To prevent the incident from happening. Okay. If it happens, then ask him to do his duty by arresting them. Okay, by arresting them. Second point. You yourself go on a direct visit. Okay, you yourself go on a direct visit to the site where this incident, okay, to the site where this incident is keep on taking place, and collect evidence, okay, and collect evidence, to prove the nexus between politician and smugglers. Okay, and the smugglers. Done. Politician and the smugglers, and take action. Then third point, So these are some of the options we are giving. Okay. Third point. Can also create environmental consciousness. Environmental consciousness. Can create environmental consciousness among local peoples. Okay. Among local peoples. To seek their participation. To seek their participation in saving trees. In saving trees. Saving trees. Which will automatically drive the attention of media, which will automatically drive the attention of media, drive the attention of media, and will receive and will receive protest from all over the world. Receive protest and will face, you mentioned, face protest from all over the world, and will face protest from all over the world. So government will take measures. So government will take measures to curb it. Okay. To measures to curb that. Then fourth point, external whistleblowing, put a hyphen and write anything you can do. External whistleblowing, leaking the information to media. Okay. So that awareness can be generated in social media through some videos. Information to media. Leaking information to media so that awareness can be generated in the social media. Then sought the help of, second way you can do is that sought the help of or seek the help of NGO. Seek the help of NGO to file a PAL. To file a PAL. To file a PAL. To file a PAL. Okay. Actually, you have every evidence. You have also submitted in the court. You are approached. No, you yourself can file as a public servant. Any citizen of the country can file a PAL. Okay, it doesn't mean that you are a public servant, you cannot file it. But what I'm saying is that it's better that we should not do a direct action against these people, as you know, we have to take action. We have done it. But what problem is with whom? Problem is with the system. The government is corrupted. So now, instead of sitting inside and fighting inside the same system, you will be transferred if you are filing a PAL. If you want to be in a safer side, that's why I told him it's better that you seek a help of an NGO. You are releasing, you are either way you're doing whistleblowing. This is something which is called as internal whistleblowing. You do to the department. But if it's not working out, you go for an external body. So instead of you yourself going to the court, you can seek the help of some NGO. If they refuse, then you can file. At the utmost situation, then you yourself can approach the court by filing a PAL, because it's not prohibited. As per the conduct rules of civil service also, it is not prohibited that you cannot go and file a interest litigation for securing the social interest, because you are not acting for your own interest. It is not your forest. You are not acting in your interest. You are acting on the society's interest, community interest. So you can do it. But first, you have to seek the help of some outsiders to do it, the activists to do it. If they're not ready to do, then you yourself can act on it. In this way also, you can give the answers. It's always better to do that in that way. Okay. So that you can also stay in the system. At the same time, you can also seek the help of other outsiders to fight this from the system itself, right? Otherwise, in meantime, you are there, you file a PAL, you will get transferred in that same time. You cannot act against all these things. May happen. So that's why, right? So I have given the options. If you find some other options also, you can fill it. But at the same time, how you have to do, after writing the options, you have to take each options, then you have to analyze the merits and demerits of each and every option. Then you have to say you have to suggest which steps you are going to follow. Either you can use all the options also. You can say that first I will take an action against these people by collecting the evidence. Even though previously action was taken, I myself was not present at the position. So now I want to take a severe action against these people who are taking, you would have seen, a lot of media people will go with the media people and like a hero, they will walk, wearing uniform and all. Come on, I'm arresting these people and taking, There are some in South and all, there are 2-3 people are there wearing IPS people who are wearing uniforms. They go, then act like a hero, like as you see in Sami movie and all. I'm not a police, I'm a gunda. And like this type of mentality also people are having. They want to show heroism. It's not wrong. You can. So you will arrest. You can arrest. You can take action. But what happens? Again, the system is corrupted. This people comes out again. So if it happens, then you can say, I will go follow the following steps. What are those steps? I'll do external whistleblowing, because it's useless to do internal whistleblowing, because the entire system is corrupted. That's why all these people are coming out again. So you can say, I'll do external whistleblowing. And all you are going to do, first thing, you're creating awareness to the people. Second, so in this way, what happened? The community will act against this type of activities, illegal activity, even though you are responsible for taking action. So what happens? People also participate. People participation. Now we are talking about PPPP. So here you are involving the people to fight against the corrupted system itself. Second, you can also seek the help of some NGOs to file, or activists, you can say, not only NGOs, activists also will do that to file a PAL. If anything is not working out, you yourself can take an action. You go register a PAL. That's it. You can do. Because whenever you arrest a person, he is coming out, or some new persons are involved in smuggling activity. And as he suggests, long-term measures you can mention. After doing all these things, when you're writing a case study, you can also go for long-term measures. What are long-term measures? Why these people are involving in smuggling activity? Is he going to earn a lot of money? No, he's just cutting down the tree. It may be a red sander, and maybe any mango tree. He is paid the same amount only. So what you can do, you can employ them, give alternate employment, so that he may not involve in those types of activities. As we can also say that this people's mentality has to change. They doesn't know the reality. They doesn't know what is going on. They just cut the trees. They give it to the people and they export for a lot of money. So then you can just make them understand using the similarly placed sources and all. And again, with the help of an NGO. So what will happen if an endemic species is going on? If it is going to vanish, if it's going to extinct, what will happen? So this type of awareness can be imparted on these people, and then they would realize, no, the issues are behind that, and they will not come and cooperate with these gundas, smugglers, in order to cut down the trees. Because smugglers, they themselves will not bring an axe. Politician, he himself will not bring an axe and cut down the tree. With the help of some local people only, they will do it. So we can stop these through this way. Okay, done. So now you write and submit. Actually, now we have framed something. So with this, you will get some more ideas. Just try and write some more answers and forward to me. Okay. So where we stopped yesterday? Actually, we saw like how these values, what are those called as values in administration? And this is third unit. We have started with third unit, right? Why I started here? Because after this unit, we will go for sixth unit, which is having a connection with your third unit. And in syllabus, you have certain values. Like this, you will some values are given: integrity, impartiality, and non-partisanship. Okay, non-partisanship. Then objectivity, and dedication. Please remind me if I'm missing some terms there in the syllabus. Then there is something called empathy, tolerance, compassion. Towards the weaker section, some people ask something to share. Anything? Anything you want to share? Feel free to express. We have to give freedom of expression, no? Otherwise, fundamental rights get violated. Anything you want to ask or anything you want to share? Why I heard a lot of sounds? Nothing? Nothing? Sure? Okay then. So yesterday we have started with how UN gave in 1996, they came up with international code for public officials. How a public official has to behave. As we started with, the public office is a position of trust, so in order to increase the trust of this office among the people, how a public servant has to behave. So then we also said that a public servant has to act on basis of merit, objectivity, impartiality, non-partisanship, like this. I'm combining all, not only UN. So apart from UN, there was a Nolan committee. Nolan committee came up with 7 values. Same way, we also had second ARC. Second ARC suggested for some types of values which has to be followed by a civil servant. Altogether, if you see what are those values suggested by these bodies, they said that a civil servant has to act with integrity, honesty, impartiality, non-partisanship, yes, empathy, compassion, tolerance, political neutrality. Okay, so decency, all this has to be shown by a public servant or public official towards their job. When they're holding a job, they have to act in public interest. So that's why I made you to write some code of conduct rules yesterday. So do you remember that? Please study it by heart. No, don't think there's a lot of points are there. Study it by heart, then only it will be easy for you to answer your case studies. From that point, we also come to know that how a civil servant has to uphold the supremacy of a constitution along with the democratic values. And we also gave a tabular column for democratic values, professional values, ethical values, people-oriented values. Okay, so like this attitude also we saw like how bureaucratic attitude and now people-oriented attitude is important. Then, yes. So now we'll start with integrity. So in that, the first thing is integrity. Why we need integrity? Why integrity is considered as a foundational value of a civil servant? And that type of discussion we will have now. So what is integrity first of all? So it's something like I can say the inner sense of wholeness which we have. Okay, that is integrity. That means there is a difference between honesty and integrity. Integrity means most of the people will try to find it synonymous with honesty only. Okay, they feel that honesty is something called as integrity, but integrity means all the values which you feel that you are holding. All the values which is suggested for a civil servant as a foundational value. So far, we have discussed a lot of values given by a lot of bodies and even in conduct rules. All those values, if you are trying to uphold it, when you are holding a position as a civil servant, then you are following integrity in your life. Okay, so that means a person with integrity will not live a bifurcated lives, 2 lives. He always live a simple and single life, not showing one face to one person and another face to another person. In the office, you are very good, very disciplined person. Then you go home, then you are involving in domestic violence, dowry harassment, these types of things is happening. So this person with integrity will always be having a singular personality. So that's called as integrity. So now, before going to discuss that why we need integrity as a civil servant, first take a definition for integrity. Put one hyphen, write definitions for integrity. It's a small topic, you'll complete as fast as possible. Integrity. Being true to oneself. Integrity means, write definition like this. Small, 2 sentence, 1 sentence like that. Being true to oneself. Being true to oneself. Okay, it means, integrity means being true to oneself. For that, being true to oneself. Second, inner sense of wholeness. Inner sense of wholeness. Inner sense of wholeness. Deriving from qualities such as. Inner sense of wholeness deriving from qualities such as. Deriving from qualities such as honesty. Qualities such as honesty. Okay. And consistency of character. And consistency of character. Then third one, living up to one's word. living up to one's word. Third definition, living up to one's word. Fourth, delivering on promises made. One's word. One's word. Okay. Then delivering on promises made. Delivering on promises made. Alignment of beliefs and action. Alignment of beliefs and actions. Alignment of beliefs and actions. Okay. Write one more definition related to John Maxwell. Please note that. According to John Maxwell, start the quotation. According to John Maxwell, people of integrity. According to John Maxwell, so people of integrity don't live. People of integrity don't live bifurcated lives. People of integrity don't live bifurcated lives. Okay, bifurcated lives. Colon. Bifurcated lives, colon. Their morals, comma, ethics. Their morals, comma, ethics, comma, treatment of others. Their morals, comma, ethics, comma, treatment of others. And overall character. And overall character are the same. And overall character are the same wherever they are. Overall character are the same wherever they are and whatever they are doing. And whatever they are doing. Wherever they are and whatever they are doing. Okay. Whatever they are doing. So yesterday we took the code of conduct rules, which was amended in 2014. You just take that and keep, and you just see what are those points which are supporting integrity. You know, they have said that person has to follow integrity. So what are those points which are trying to, you know, explicit integrity? Tell me those. Huh? Accountability and transparency. Okay. All those things which are mentioned yesterday is coming in the category of integrity only. Okay, so there are some principles which has to be followed. You need not write this, but listen. You have to put in your mind. Okay, so if I am having the points, I'll forward to you. You need not write. The civil service conduct rules has said that, you know, as civil servant should not release those information which are going to strain the relationship between the state, the central government and the state government, or the central government or any foreign state. Why? He is responsible for the security, protection of security, integrity and sovereignty of the country. There is one such point which you have mentioned in the code of conduct. So that way he should not give anything in opinion also, you know, related to some policies or related to something which is connecting the relation between the country and the another foreign country. So you should not release any information related to that. Yesterday only I have told about it. You know, how as a citizen of India, you are responsible for that as a public servant. Second, you know, receiving gifts. Are you allowed to receive gifts as a civil servant? Till 2,000 rupees. Till 25,000 you have to receive from your close relatives. Okay, from the close relatives till 25,000 rupees gift you can receive, and above that you have to inform the government. Even if you're going to take a valedictory addresses, you know, thanking address given to you. You know, some people invite you for some programs, then you have to inform the government if you are trying to go and getting, you know, as a when you are received as a chief guest or something, then you have to inform the government and do it. No private employment or no private trade. You should not engage in any private employment or private trade. Even you would have seen here some in this field. In teaching also some civil servants come, an officer, so-and-so, IPS officer coming to teach internal security. It happens, you know, in many academies it happens. The main thing is that they will tell that they're doing it as a service. They are not taking any money, but the money goes to their family members. So So all these things happens. So that's why you should not engage in any private trade or private employment. So then next thing is that you should not act in your own interest. You should not, people, no, you should act in people interest. Why? How you should not act in your own interest? You should not try to take any, you do any favor to any people, any individual or any organization in such a way, in kind or any cash, such a way that they will expect it from you in the future, that you have to do something for them. So in that way, you should not participate in any kind of activity. Okay. Then also politics. Okay. Related to integrity, this much is, and no giving or accepting dowry. That is also a point which is mentioned in Code of Conduct Rules itself. So remember that. So no giving or taking of dowry or involving directly in taking money from the groom's houses. Okay. Yes. Then now, why integrity? Why we need integrity? Voluntarily giving, you can take. You should not demand.
But it's a fine line. But it's a fine line. I pay in the public. They are offering.
Yeah. If you say that,
In the public,
that's it. That's it. Your in-laws also should come and tell, not you. They should also say, no, see, he is my son-in-law. I am offering it my wish through my wish. If he says, then nobody, your father-in-law comes and says, who is going to question you? There is one officer who has taken 100 crore dowry. So you have to be the next person. You have to beat him. So he is very proud. He has taken 100 crore dowry. And his father-in-law said that I offer to my son-in-law. No, I am a businessman. I like and I offered. This is my gift. Who is going to question you? You can receive as a gift, but no harassment. Okay. Yes. Why integrity? If your wife or your father-in-law goes to the public or to the media or to the cell, the police cell, and then they file a complaint or they give just any case against you, then they will take serious action, because in conduct rules itself they have mentioned about it. Okay. Integrity. There is one officer who was filed, a case was filed against him for dowry harassment. Not wife, lover, ex-lover. There is change of modus operandi. Integrity. So why we need integrity now we are going to say. So draw this diagram. If they are asking, they will ask illustrate. Why this is considered as a foundational value, then you have to illustrate and tell. Okay, so just add some more words. I'm giving some ideas for you. Okay, trust. Yes. What are the benefits we are receiving by having an integrity person who is holding integrity principle in his life? Draw along with me. Why we can consider this as a foundational value, or why it is considered as a foremost principle also. all like vice versa happens. That's why I have given an arrow like this. Okay. So here in corruption, you can also mention can give a heading why integrity. Okay. Why integrity for a civil servant, or why integrity is considered as a cornerstone of civil service. I put like a note. Utilization. Diagram I have mentioned many. So when they are asking, you can make it as a simple diagram also. Done. Then this one, and accountability. Even you can add much more words. I have given limited only. Okay, so follow this diagram, and when you are reading, you just add some words to this diagram. Okay, so this is some idea which you can have. So if they are asking why we need integrity principle, then a person, a civil servant with integrity, will have act in this way. How he will act in people's interest. Okay, so he will not involve in corrupted activity. If he is not involving in corruption, then what it means? He will not, he will take care of his acts. So the way he is acting, acts of commission and acts of omission, there is something like this: acts of commission plus acts of omission. So both has to be considered. Both is a form of corruption only. Both are form of corruption. That's why accountability is questioning the acts of commission. If a person is committing an act, that is questioned through with the help of certain mechanisms, through some bodies. A legislature can question, an act of how a legislature will question an act of a permanent executive. Bureaucrats, the civil servants are called permanent executives, no bureaucrats. How they will question? Can they question directly? No. When we come to accountability chapter, we'll study that. They will question indirectly. So the legislature can also question a civil servant, a permanent employee, executive. They are called permanent executives. And the executives, they themselves can question the permanent executives. The temporary executives can question a permanent executives. Similarly, there are certain bodies which comes and act against the corruption activities involved by these people. And also the judiciary can question, and citizens can also question them for the acts of commission and omission. Okay, so a civil servant who is following an integrity principle will never involve in corruption activities, and he will secure the public fund which is entrusted to him, so that there will be no underutilization, there will be no misutilization of fund. We cannot say completely eradicated. It is a flaw which happens when you are trying to implement the administrative activities. There may, but you can reduce to some extent. So he will not act in his own interest. So this can get reduced, and this will improve the work culture. And if corruption is reduced, then people will trust start trusting the position. And if trust increases, then people will try to participate. And if people participate, what are the things which comes out of people participation? That means the people's need is known by the administrators, and administrators is acting on the people benefit. And at the same time, we can also say the responsibility of the public administrator has increased and accountability because he is a person with integrity. Then we can also say that this participation will increase the efficiency of the service delivery. It will bring quality service delivery, QSD we call. The 3E in service delivery. Again, an integrated person with integrity having commitment and dedication will try to bring in QSD. Then that's corruption. So he acts in public interest. That's why corruption is reduced. That's how I have drawn this diagram. You can use this. Okay. So a person with integrity, how he will behave. A person without integrity, how he will behave. A person without integrity, you can also draw a diagram like that. Put one figure in between, put minus, plus. You know, if you are not having integrity, then how he will behave? How a public servant, if he doesn't have the foremost value of integrity, how he will be? Any idea? Huh? Red tapism, unnecessarily involving in delay of procedures. You know? So always involving corruption activities, trying to aggrandize the power, you know, to himself, try to misuse his position, misuse the power, accumulation of wealth. As one IAS couple is building 100 crore rupees worth of house. So it came in social media also. Husband and wife both are IAS officers. They are constructing a house of 100 crore estimated value. So this way it happens, accumulation of wealth. How money comes? Money, they do not have some bricks, no, behind the house, so that they can bear gold or bear money. Cash comes through trees, so that we invest here. You cannot tell. Once a camel herder, now he is owning flocks of camels, as well as half the land in Rajasthan. Posted in South India only. Now his money went in tanker, you know, containers. Containers. So those money was shifted by a Gunda. So that Gunda is involved. There is a link between Gunda and a politician, and that politician is from our family only, so that we know that this money belongs to that person. And very easily, the link is like that now. Nexus happening. So this way, now the officers are the richest people. Even politicians' worth can be estimated, but officers' worth cannot be estimated. That's why you are very much well-versed in hoarding the money, no? Hoarding the money. Politicians are blunt here. So they don't know much. They go to Swiss only. Now very easily you can trace and find the money, Swiss account. But administrators, no, we don't know where they have the money. Then, so that's, you can mention the negative side of not having integrity. You can mention as accumulating wealth. Have you done this diagram? Work culture. Work culture is one topic for in seventh unit. Its culture is something, the assimilation, we can say, of the behavior, you know, the informal setup of your workspace. The formal structure is a hierarchy which you have. All the other things is called the informal structures, your attitudes, your behaviors, your opinions, you know, related to work is called work culture, which we'll study there as a separate topic. So this will improve the work culture. Means if the person, the guy who's having an integrity principle is not involving in corruption, then what happens? This will impact the other people in the workspace. So he will, we don't know whether it's doing it practically, but we have tried like that only. So this is going to impact the other persons also in the system, and they try to be not corrupted. Okay. So that's how, that's called work culture. Yes. Any other doubt? Shall we move to the next one? Have you written? Taken down? Yes. See? Yes, it is going to create an impact on the attitude of other servants also, no, other civil servants are the team, the entire team. You can see the one who is serving this officer. You know, when this officer, you would have seen in movies and all, they will say now an officer who has come is very harnessed. What to do? We also cannot take money. At least they are fearful because their superior is not taking money. Then the lowest level clerks will not involve in corruption. Okay, so that way. Now negatives of not having integrity principle, positives of having integrity principle. We can do in many ways because anyway the question may be asked in the exams. Okay, we have to be prepared for all types of questions which we are going to face in the exams. So a person without integrity, what may happen? Then you can use a lot of examples which come in the newspaper. Now you can just give, you need not mention the name of that person. You can mention that an IAS officers, a couple, IAS couple popularly building a 100 crore house or mansion, we can say. Then accumulating wealth. And the negative, accumulation of wealth. If he is not having integrity principle, accumulation of wealth. Okay. Then not committed or dedicated to duty. Not committed or dedicated to duty. Then corruption, involving in corruption, corrupted activities. Involving in corrupted activities. Put a hyphen and write favoritism. So the forms of these are some forms of corruption. Okay, favoritism or nepotism, any weird word you can use. Favoritism. Okay, then bribes, taking bribes, extortion, embezzlement, etc. Like this. Or even you can say inaction. Inaction is also a form of corruption. You're not acting, you are not performing your duty is also a form of corruption. So these people will be like this only. Yes. Then favoring a political party or political persons. Favoring politicians or political party. Favoring politicians or political party. Misuse of authority. Misuse or abuse of power and authority. Power and authority. Power and authority. Then if he is having integrity principle, then how he will act, this you can write. No? Yes. Give me some points. Simple. Favoritism can happen in any forms, but especially with related to political party, if you're mentioning, it's something called as political patronage, which I'm trying to mention here. Okay, it's a form of favoritism. It's a form of favoritism. Here you're trying to favor a political party or politician, but favoritism can happen with related to community and individual anywhere. But favoritism, a form of favoritism is political patronage. I want to mention it separately. That is why I asked you to mention. Misuse of any example you can give? Misusing authority and power. Father and son. So you are trying to misuse the power and authority which you have. So here it doesn't mean that if a person is wearing a uniform, whatever he says, you have to obey like a god. No, you cannot simply ask a question against him. It doesn't mean like that. You can ask. No, he is a human being. He is wearing a uniform. He is trying to protect the law and order of the state. You can ask questions to him. It doesn't mean you should not talk back. That person has misused his authority. He said that how you would talk back against me. You don't have any authority to talk back against a police officer. That way he has misused his power. Okay. So to beat that person. Yes. Then right. You are going to write the points. What are the points which you can mention for having integrity principle? Yes. Transparent and open, holding the office in a transparent and open way. Okay, holding the office in a transparent and open way, thereby increasing trust. So from your points only, I'm going to make point. Yes, next. Humility. What humility? Humanity. Humility, yeah. Why humility you're saying? So that's a good trait of an officer. Fine. Just write next point. We will give it in the last point. No, all those traits. So works in public interest. These people works in public interest. Okay. They try to give good for the public. They decide what is good for the public. That's why we are mentioning works in public interest. Okay. Then empathetic in nature and care for the community. and care for the community. Then works with all principles, like all other principles, all other values, like impartiality, non-partisanship, works with all other values. Okay, values like impartiality, non-partisanship, okay, etc. All the thing. Honesty, compassion, empathy we already mentioned, so you need not mention again. So all other values you can mention here. Why I asked you to mention empathy again? Because you may question again, why this is not a value? It's also a value. But now, as the civil servant is working with this people, he has to be more empathetic in nature. So that's why we have mentioned empathy to the vulnerable section as a separate point. Yes. And any other points? As he said, I don't know about humility. What is humility, first of all? Humility, I don't feel it is a good trait. Is it a modesty of a person? Is it so? I don't think so. Huh? Humility. We are talking about creative and innovativeness. Yes, good. So this will put up a good mentality in a person. He will be in a positive attitude. A person with integrity will always stay in a positive attitude. And with positive attitude, yes, very good. He will uphold the constitutional morality and democratic values. Okay, like this, you can bring up with many points. You can add on. Okay, so I have given some points. You can add on much more points, or you can even modify the points which I have given here. Okay, so be careful when you are mentioning the values. Right? Done. Now, next principle, impartiality. Yes, you can say that. Only rule based. So a person with integrity, without integrity will be always rule based. So, but here he will be acting according to the situation and according to the need. Right? Putting the people's interest first and upholding the constitutional values. Right? So impartiality and non-partisanship. What is that? What is impartiality? Just take a definition we already discussed. No, what is impartiality? Not having any favor to anyone. Okay, take a definition. Impartiality. It's called even-handedness or fair-mindedness. It's called even-handedness or fair-mindedness. Fair-mindedness. Even-handedness, even, even-handedness or fair-mindedness. Fair-mindedness is a principle of justice, and is a principle of justice, and is a principle of justice holding that decisions should be based on, okay, holding that decision should be based on objective criteria. Decision should be based on objective criteria rather than on basis of bias, prejudice, or preferring the benefit to one person over another. Benefit to one person over another for improper reasons. One person over another for improper reasons. Okay. So you can also mention some people who behaved impartially. From their life history you would have taken. You can give the example of Gandhiji, and there was one person called Kamarajar. I don't know how many of you know about him. He lived a very simple life, okay, throughout his life. And after he died also, they had only, in his possession, he had only 2 dresses, that's it, and some slippers and all, and some letters, which he valued very important, with the wrote for leaders like Gandhiji, So this person is very much known for his modesty, simplicity, simple way of life. And he was impartial in character. At least we will do for our family members. When we go to some position or when we acquire some power, even if we are not corrupting the money from the system, at least we will use our power or influence in order to help our family members to some extent. But this person will never help even his own mother. Anna. So that time when you see, we are talking, what he did? You have to say why you are mentioning his name. Okay, fine. So, many stories like this are there. Same way, this person also, when his mother was walking, a long distance to fetch water, the water connection has come when his mother was residing in some area called Virudhunagar, where pipe connection has to be given. He is the chief minister of Tamil Nadu at that time. And when these people, they themselves approached his mother and then put pipe connection in her home, he came home and he saw that. He asked why there is separate pipe in our house alone. When there is pipe in the street, every street will have one pipe. The people has to walk till there and then they have to fetch water and come to home. Then he asked why only pipe in our house. Then she told that I don't know. Some people came and they put this connection and went. Because he's a CM, his mother has to be given some separate treatment like that way they have done. Then he said, he called them immediately, asked to remove the pipe. That type of impartial character he did have. Same way, I don't know, some people might be here now with that type of mentality. Even some can do for political, yes, favors, from the people. You just advertise about yourself as you're a simple and modest person and behind that 100 of rupees holding. That type of people are also there. But this person doesn't have anything. This did not own anything after he died also. This way, the people are existing in the system. These types of people are also existing. We do not always talk about negative-minded people. We also should talk about some positive people, no? Yes. So then, political non-partiality. Take definition for that. Non-partiality. Sorry, non-partisanship. Non-partisanship. It means not supporting. It means not supporting or controlled by. It means not supporting or controlled by a political party. Means not supporting or controlled by any political party. Any political party, comma, special interest group or the like. Supported or controlled by any political party, comma, special interest group or the like. Okay. And then write this continuously, where impartiality ensures equality. Where impartiality ensures equality. Where impartiality, the previous point. It means not supporting or controlled by any political party, comma, special interest group or the like. Have you written till this? Full stop. Or the like, full stop. Then next, start the next paragraph. Where impartiality ensures equality. Where impartiality ensures equality. Equality without any bias and prejudice. Without any bias and prejudice in general. In the general. Okay. Ensures equality without any bias and prejudice in the general, comma, non-partisanship, comma, non-partisanship ensures a neutral approach in politics, and a neutral approach in politics and a solid commitment to the government. So it doesn't mean that you should not be completely apolitical in nature. You can also vote to a political party. And solid commitment to the government. Okay, solid commitment to the government. But your way of showing interest to a political party or concerned political person should not reflect in your duty. That's why we say that you have to follow political neutrality in your job. So you can cast your vote, but what you should not do. After casting your vote, you cannot come and talk in the office, I casted for so-and-so person. You cannot spread this in the public that whom you voted for. Even as an individual, we should never do that. So as a civil servant, you don't have any authority to do it. Even in conduct rules itself, they have mentioned that you have to strictly abide by this. If you are voting, you should not reveal it outside that whom you have voted for. And also, you should not, can you participate in political party or movement or anything alike? As a civil servant, you don't have any authority. You are not allowed to participate in any political movement or any political party or any interest group like this, which is going to act against the government, against the interest of the government. You are not allowed to do so. And even your family members are not allowed to do. If they are not listening to you, in some cases, some families, if husband say one thing, wife will not accept. Wife say something, husband will not. Contradictory behaviors will be there. No. In that case, if you are not able to stop your partners from involving in so and so, in a political party, in a political movement, in some special groups which are fighting against the government, then what do you have to do? Leave them, divorce. I thought. It doesn't mean like that you have to leave them. You have to inform the government that this person of my family, my daughter, my son, or my wife is involving in so and so political movement against the government, and I'm not able to stop them. This is how you have to inform to the government. So these are some of the things which are mentioned in the conduct rules. I am not telling. Already it is given there in the conduct rules how you have to behave with respect to political parties and political movements against the government. Okay, so you should not openly involve, or you should not make your family members also to involve in it. Even if they are involving, you should try to inform to the government that this thing is happening. Okay. Any political movement. And even any political movement. Any political movement. Any political movement. You should not take part. Business. When you are marrying, no, you have to now, like a civil servant, you also should, like a politician, you also should inform the government about your assets. No, that are not. As a civil servant only, you have to inform the asset, what and all you are holding, and how much money, how much moving and immovable asset you have, along with your family members' asset, you have to inform the government. No. So if that person is a businessman, you will definitely inform your spouse. I don't know who is that girl. Yeah, you have to inform, because it's mentioned, no, that your family member, you may start the business in your wife's name. Who knows? Then you yourself will allot the tender to that company. So A and B company, or even indirect tender can happen. No, not directly your company will come for the tender, but you will have a MOU, memorandum of understanding, with another company. You may reroute it. You may come deceive the government in some way or the other. He's checking in every way. Like, what are the ways? So now, yeah. So she is in management. Business management or something. So we cannot underestimate people. I know some 2 or 3 people, when they came for studying for UPSC, these people did not even clear prelims. Then there was a girl who was from a big businessman, having a big academy, UPSC IAS academy. I don't want to reveal who that person and all. Then fall in love, I don't know. Then got married. Then he acquired the wealth of his father-in-law. Became a big businessman, turning crores and crores of rupees now. And he is from a modest family. So these are all neat tactics. It's a skill. So why we need impartiality? So then again, just start giving some points why we need impartiality. So act based on, first, acting based on, for that, act based on utility principle. Utilitarianism, no. What is utilitarianism? What's a major idea behind utilitarianism? Greater good for greatest number of people. That only we are mentioning. Utility principle. And work for public interest. not private utility. Okay, please keep that in mind. And work for public interest. Work for public interest. Okay. Work for public interest. Then carry out your responsibilities. Carry out your responsibilities in second point. Okay, like this. In this you have to write. Carry out your responsibilities in fair, just. Fair, just and equitable way. Fair, just and equitable way. Okay. Then third point, fair, just and equitable way. Third point. No. Unjustifiable favors. No unjustifiable favors. No unjustifiable favors. Unjustifiable favors or discrimination. A discrimination against individuals or any groups. Okay. Favor against individuals or any groups. Okay, groups. Then acting solely. Next point, acting solely, SOLELY, solely according to the merits of the case. Acting solely according to the merits of the case. And giving free and frank advice. To free and frank advice to the government. Okay, to the government and serve different political parties. Okay, different political parties. Then next point, providing objective and evidence-based advice. Providing objective and evidence-based advice. Evidence-based advice which ministers can use in establishing policies and programs. Establishing policies and programs in public welfare. In public welfare. And last point in this, stays honest, which helps in filling up the gaps of trust deficit, which helps in filling up the gaps of trust deficit, earns self-respect, earns self-respect and social approval. Okay, and social approval. And social approval. Self-respect, earn self-respect. Have you written? And social approval. Okay. So like this, objectivity and dedication, all you have to frame an idea. We have done. If you are writing a dedication, then you have to write that with the dedication, a person who is dedicated in his job, how he will behave, he will try to serve the public interest. If he is trying to serve the public interest, all the other values will flow. All the other values. What are the other values? Integrity, honesty, all those things will automatically come if he is dedicated to his service. Dedicated to not to him, to the Service. Service means job. That is to his role. So he will not serve any political party. He serves the political position. As he has to serve the political master, he will serve only the political position, not any individual political party. Okay, that should not be there. He has to have political neutrality when he is trying to be in his workspace. Like this, you have to bring dedication same way only. Then you have to also add that these people will be more empathetic and compassion towards the weaker section as they are dedicated to serve the people. So they are there to serve the people. So if they are dedicated in this job, they will try to do that. Same only. We are not repeating it in the class. Okay. So same way you work out for objectivity, dedication of public service, and empathy and compassion. So empathy and compassion is the foremost value which is now required as per now. And do you remember this diagram we have drawn in the class? Do you remember this 4 circles? Then for empathy, you can use this, especially when we are here. So pre-independence, post-independence, after LPG, and at present, so how we are. Now, we are in this mode, PPPP, we are asking the people to participate because government is expanding like a white elephant. They are not even able to control their own people, own employees, because of increasing level of expanding of the bureaucracy. There are a lot of people and there are limited people to control them as there is a hierarchical level of organization, scalar chain, which we say. So this, because of that, now we are asking the people to participate inside the governance, and that's what good governance also demands. The separate topic for you. So when this is happening, when people comes and people try to participate in the government activities, then what is required? What is required there? Especially this value of empathy, compassion, and tolerance is very important for an administrator, because an administrator is the face of the government. He is the one who is representing the government to the people, and he is the one who is going to represent back the people to the government. So that's how we say that always policy making and policy implementation go together. You cannot separate one from the other. I cannot say that politics is something which is called policy making, but it's also like policy implementation. Very recently, when they are spreading the awareness of good governance, they said that both cannot be separated. Long back it is there. Today also we'll try to start that topic, status of values in administration. There I will explain for you. So that policy making and policy implementation is together called as governance. And then as we have seen a lot of bodies starting from World Bank, when they gave that good governance concept, they said that both has to go hand in hand. If both has to go hand in hand, the policy implementation is the job of an administrator. An administrator on the guidance of an executive. Political executive is otherwise called as temporary executive. Permanent executive is otherwise called as a bureaucrat, administrator. So on the guidance of the temporary executive, permanent executive will implement the schemes and programs. And when he is implementing, he will take a feedback from the people. Feedback means people will not come and tell to you. You have to study from the field, proactive approach. So when you're trying to engage with the people, the foremost value which you requires is empathy, compassion, and tolerance. Without this, you cannot work out because we are not working with machines. So we have to tolerate those types of different mentality which we are going to encounter, and being empathetic, putting ourselves in their place and then trying to understand their problem. This way, he can become more responsive and understand the needs of the people. Okay, and try to implement it or insert it in the programs or schemes. That's how which called as feedback effect. And then it comes back again to us, because the policy makers are sitting there up here, and here is the people. So they are making armchair policy. Okay, they just do without proper interaction with the people. They are making policies. So who is responsible? Who is filling up that gap? Administrators. Other one, in the form of giving feedback, they are trying to fill this gap. Okay, so you have to use this for empathy. Additionally, you can use this. Yes, then there is some topic called criminalization of politics, which we can see under this third unit. What is criminalization of politics? More and more criminals. First, they influenced. They were outside and they were influencing. Then in criminalization of politics, what they did, they themselves became politicians. So now when I am outside only, will come to arrest. Every time I have to make a call to a politician. Now I myself will become a politician. What will you do? So the gunda turned into a politician. I am not saying this, a report is saying this. Almost now 50% of the parliament is consisting of the people with criminal backgrounds only. Okay. So it increased. Year by year it increased. Initially it started with 25%, 38. Then, in this completely, very recently before 40% was there, and very recently 58% of people are having a criminal background. So criminalization of politics is one such thing which we have to address. What is criminalization of politics? Put a hyphen and write. The participation of criminals in politics. The participation of criminals in politics. Participation of criminals in politics. Okay, that is called criminalization of politics. It means that person with criminal background. The participation of criminals in politics. Criminalization of politics, put a hyphen. Right, the participation of criminals in politics. Full stop. It means that person with criminal background. It means that person with criminal background contest in the election. Person with criminal background contest in the election and get selected as a member of, parliament, and get selected as a member of parliament, a state legislature, member of parliament and state legislatures. Previously, we used to say a popular, word like law makers become a law breakers. But now law breakers become lawmakers. That's the thing. So law breakers becoming lawmakers is something called criminalization of politics. We can also represent in this way. And at present, as per a data, the percentage of members of parliament who is having criminal background is keep on increasing. If you want, you can note that data also. 2004, it was around 24%. Like this, you can mention. 2004, it is 24%. 2009, it is 30%. Okay. And 2014, 9, it is 30%. 30. 2014, it is 34%. 2019, it is 43%. Okay. Like this, it keep on increasing. And now it would have increased further. 2004, 24%. 2009, 30%. 2014, 34%. And 2019, it is 43%. So that I seriously doesn't know. Please research it and write it. That's why I'm coming to that place only. So this is having criminal background. Okay. Criminal background. Those who are not, those who have been convicted and those who have been charged also, sometimes below 1 year imprisonment. Only 2 years imprisonment has been prohibited. Yes. So now the law commission, there is commission, something called as law commission in our country. We know that, no? Law commission will now and then release some report. 11 o'clock. Fine. Another 1 hour only, but anyhow, break. Otherwise, he's going to dreamland. He's always watching that door. I don't know what is there. கிளம்பியாச்சா? ஓகே ஓகே. ஆமாம்ல 12 o'clock. ஓகே. Bye. What is his name? Sagar. Yeah, please come here. I want to have a discussion. But that time he was mentioning something like in the name of humility. Why you were mentioned that? Actually, you're placing yourself, you are considering yourself not better than others. It's such a type of meaning, no? It's totally different. Different. Humiliation is different, and humility is what actually like you are putting yourself a modest, putting yourself in a modest stage. So that's how you have mentioned humility. And how you have mentioned that? Okay. So it's something, okay, freedom from pride or arrogance. Okay. So I thought it's a humanity which you are mentioning. And then I came to know it's humility. Okay, good. Very good, very good. So you can share with your friends. Actually, what he has mentioned is humility. So we may mistake it. So you can mention humility also. Humility is a positive trait. Okay, so that you can add up in your points. That's why I was also mistaken for that. It comes in the same group, but it's totally different. It's like, dividing yourself from pride and arrogance. It's that type of character. Good. Yeah. So that's why you have said along with integrity, no? So be mistook it. It happens. Sometimes look similar and it sounds similar, but it's totally different word. So good. That's why I was confused. I was not I was not ready to accept it also. I was not against it also. I thought it's something different. That's why I thought of calling you and asking. You asked just 10 minutes break, but you are there here soon. You can do. You can do. And I know some people, they are engaging in business using their brother's name. You cannot directly, but you can invest all your money there. See his ambition. You want to become a civil servant, then you want to become a businessman. You have any idea of politician, becoming politician? You don't want to put yourself in a stressful situation, then relaxed. You want to try everything. Good ambition. You are joining, an idea of joining a party, or you want to start your own party? Somebody is welcoming you, will go there. Anna? If you want to go to a party, you have to start from there. If you become the owner of a party, you can start from top. Anna? Uh-huh. Hmm. You're talking about who, which is Jay Shankar? Which one? Foreign minister. You don't know about his background. There are people like now you would have seen a lady who's dominating the political field from south side. I don't want to mention her name. She also hold defense ministry, then finance ministry. This popular lady, her family background is totally different. She did not involve in active politics at all. She got nominated, so that type of influence you should have. He's also one such person. They all fall in one community. You don't know what is happening at the background, no? Who's your father? Okay, let me ask this question. Who's your father? Okay. So your family members, anyone is in politics? Any in-laws family? No, I'm not asking like in the married angle, but like you have an idea of marrying a girl from that particular popular. So that's why he doesn't know what is happening behind the screen. Active politics, active government is totally different. There is something which is run by run as a parallel government. The mic is on. See, come again. I heard only half. Way to reduce criminalization. Already Nexus has started. Only few people are with that principle. Okay, I have to serve the interest of public. Okay, I will also take some. I will also give to the public. There are some people with that mentality. If these people enter into politics, it's good. They are trying to do or act in public interest. But already you are the topmost corrupted officer in the system. And now you enter the politics also. What happens? Strengthen judiciary. Already we have independent judiciary, but still the judiciary has to act, on the interest of people, as there are a lot of mechanisms for that also. Even PAL is one such mechanism to act in people's interest, social interest. Okay, we will try some mechanisms like this. And even there are some bodies, they are acting like toothless tiger. They don't have actual power. We have a lot of bodies, lot of organization to check the corruptions, to check misuse of power, but they cannot function in an independent manner. Apart from that, the departments come forward. Then the executives are like, now I told, with the criminal background, muscle power, money power, everything is with them. They decide what has to happen in the government. It's some form of autocratic government only. And before going into our topic, please note that as that person, as your friend, who has said about humility. Okay, it is humility. So it's a positive trait. So it's not humiliation, it's humility. Please check for that. So it's something, a modest type of character. You can also add this. Okay, if a person with integrity can also act with humility, right? So please note that, and I have mistaken it. Maybe you also. So this is a new word. You can also write it and note it. Now the Law Commission. We started with Law Commission. No. So the Law Commission in its 179th report. Start that. In its 179th report, recommended for an amendment. Same topic, criminalization of politics. Under that, we are going to write the recommendations given by Law Commission and what we have done. Now, Supreme Court also, as she said, judiciary checked in. Judiciary came. Then judiciary said that there should be something which has to be modified, because Law Commission in its 179th report recommended with the 2 points that we are going to write now. And why I came to write, what I came to write, I forgot. Okay, just write 179th report asked to modify RPA 1951. What is RPA? Representation of People's Act. Okay, Representation of People's Act 1951 has to be modified. Okay, so they suggested these points. Point number 1. They asked to modify the Representation of People Act, amend the Representation of People Act 1951. It's a separate topic for you in governance, I hope so. Representation of People Act, have you studied? You will study. In a governance part you have, okay? So, Representation of People Act 1951. What are the suggestions given by this Law Commission? Online students, can you hear me? I don't know whether they're present.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Seriously, before talking politics, I off the mic. So first point, people with criminal background, with criminal background should be disqualified for. People with criminal background should be disqualified for. Okay. Should be disqualified for 5 years. Should be disqualified in contesting election. In contesting election for 5 years. Should be disqualified in contesting elections for 5 years or until acquittal. What is this? Acquittal means? Until your name is cleared from that. Criminal background only. That means you are accused of crime. You are not convicted. You are not proved. Okay, so if you are accused of crime itself, then you should not contest in election. That's how the Law Commission has said. And or if you have cleared your name, then you can enter the politics. If so, then second point, also person who wants to contest the election. Also, person who wants to contest the election must furnish details regarding any pending case, comma, with the copy of FIR, or complaint, and also furnish details, okay, details of all assets. Okay, or the furnished details of all assets, but no action was taken for this recommendation. After this recommendation was given by Law Commission, no action was taken regarding this. Then Supreme Court overstepped in a decision made by Supreme Court, mentioned in Association of Democratic Reforms. So in this case, association, in the name of Association of Democratic Reforms, Supreme Court asked to amend the RPA Act 1951. Okay, asked to amend the RPA 1951, and then RPA was amended. Amend the RPA, Representation of People Act 1951, and then RPA was amended by inserting section 33A, and section 8. Yes. 1951 by amend the RPA 1951, and then the act was amended by inserting that year I doesn't know. Please check for the year. So it's an article from the newspaper. I just picked it up. So section 33A, you just type, then it will come in which year this amendment took place. Just type Association of Democratic Reforms, then you will come to know about the year. Okay, so the section 33A and section 8 was inserted according to this Association of Democratic Reforms. The Supreme Court asked to amend, and then it happened. So now you write section 33A. What 33A is saying? Put a hyphen and write. Now these two sections are inserted in RPA 1951. Okay, so right, put a hyphen, which requires a candidate. Section 33A, which requires a candidate to furnish information. On whether he is accused of any offense, okay, with an imprisonment of 2 years with an imprisonment of 2 years or any pending cases, with the imprisonment of 2 years or any pending cases, in which charges have been framed, and whether he has been convicted, for 1 year or more. Underline that, for 1 year or more. Okay. And previous line, accused of any offense with an imprisonment of 2 years or any pending cases on him. Okay. So it doesn't mean that he stopped from contesting. He has to furnish the information. Okay. That's the difference. And section 8, we all know. What is that? Put a hyphen and write. A person, that says that a person punished with a jail term of, more than 2 years, cannot contest in elections. A person punished with jail term of more than 2 years cannot contest in election for 6 years. After the jail term has ended. And this is how you read, no, in polity. Now, after the jail term has ended, right or wrong? Or including the jail term. After the jail term has ended, no. So 2 years after the jail term has ended. Otherwise, these people will contest from jail only. 6 years has ended. We are contesting like how UPSC aspirants are coming out now from jail. They're studying, sitting inside and studying, and then applying for the exam. Then once a criminal, now an IAS officer or IPS officer. Once a lawbreaker, now a law protector. Furnished to the government. You are furnishing the information. No, when you are trying to contest an election, you are furnishing information to the government. In that you have to add this also. You can have. Yes, now that for that also they have given a new idea. They came up with a new idea, no? That Sri Krishna Committee's bill. So there are some things which will come out. When this bill is passed as an act, you will come to know very silently the government, which is now, has modified the Whistleblower Act also. Same way, they will also modify this RTA Act. They will make it a dummy act. Even now it is like that only. Around 18 bodies are not coming under the RTA. You cannot just file or ask for information or ask the government to furnish information related to this 18 bodies. Very recently, only one person has told me now it has increased also. I did not see. It has increased. Number of bodies which is coming under the protection. Without RTA, you cannot access the information from them. Around 24 bodies or something they told. So like this, it keeps on increasing. They are adding silently many bodies inside. RTA's blanket cover. You cannot simply go and seek information from them. They say for the security of the country. We don't know what security. Same way, data protection bill. Sri Krishna Committee has come up with private data. There is some minor change related to private information and private data. Now they have modified this private information with the word of private data. We will study once when we go in the 6th unit, 7th unit, we'll come across these things. Now the questions which have already appeared from unit 3, we'll see that. Then we'll move to the new topic. Okay. So last 2 unit is very important for you. From here, a lot of questions will appear. Okay. And very recently, last 5 years, the questions are from these 2 sections only. Unit 6 and Unit 7 will definitely appear in a theoretical part. Okay. So see, what do you understand by the following terms? I'll forward to you. No worries. Today I'll do that. Even some unit is also pending. No. Unit 2 and Unit 4 we completed. Unit 3 also completed. All those notes I will forward together today. See, the question in 2013 was like this. What do you understand by the following terms in the context of public service? So they gave 5 words and asked for 15 marks. Okay. So they asked integrity, perseverance, spirit of service, commitment, courage of conviction. So you have to connect each word with related to public service, civil service, and then write. Why you need? Already you're doing, no. I asked a question like how human values, why you consider these as human values, then you mentioned why it is called as a basic human value. Same way you have tried why integrity is required for a civil service. As a public servant, why he need that? Why perseverance? Why spirit of service? Why commitment? Why courage of conviction? No. You know the meaning of all these words? So then work out around these words also. Courage of conviction, we have not written. Not only this, there are a lot of words they will ask. You should know the meaning of the word, then you should know why a civil servant has to possess that particular value. Then indicate 2 more attributes which you consider important for public service. Then you can add anything. You have read something in the classes, in the syllabus you have, you can add impartiality, non-partisanship. Okay, then again you can mention empathy, tolerance, compassion, like you can add any word. Justify your answer. So you have to justify it. How will you justify your answer? Why you are considering it as more important? Then you have to say why. Then you can draw an illustration like this. Then you can say, yes, because this is the cornerstone of good governance. And that is very important for a civil servant who is also a part of bringing in part of governance and is responsible to bring a good governance to the people. So that is the foremost principle that a civil servant has to require. Okay, like that you have to justify. Without these values will behave. Yeah, you can also give your answers in that pattern. Okay, so next in 2014 they asked a question in the context of defense services. Patriotism demands readiness to even lay down one's life in protecting the nation. Okay, according to you, what does patriotism imply in everyday civil life? And what will you write for this? Patriotism, any word equivalent to patriotism? Here, dedication and devotion in civil service is similar to a patriotism you have on your country. So the patriotism on serving the people is a service. So you can just connect dedication, devotion, all these words and then write. Explain with illustration. The question itself comes like this. Explain with illustration and justify your answer. Okay, same. You have to draw a flowchart or any graphical representation. Then you have to justify that. Okay. Why you have to prove that? Yes, as how a military officer is laying down his life to safeguard the country, secure the border, same way a civil servant is also equally important. He is also doing the same. He is also protecting the law and order of the state. He is also protecting the interest of the people. He is protecting the interest of the country. He is protecting the interest of the people. Both are same. So like that we have to write. Why should impartiality and non-partisanship be considered as foundational value in public service? So these types of questions only will appear. Why it is called foundational value? So that this means it is defining the organization. It is defining the organization, the build-up of the organization, and it's also governing its affair. These 2 values, impartiality and non-partisanship. Take from the definition, foundational value, put it. Then you write, especially in the present day socio-political context. This was a question. Why it is considered as a foundational value in public service, especially in the present day socio-political context. Why? Of politics, increase political interference and influence inside politics as well as in administration. Day-to-day administration, they are coming and influencing. So that's how here a person with impartiality and non-partisanship is required. One who should act anonymously without any political favors. Or he has to have a political neutrality. He should not have a political patronage. Okay. Illustrate your answer with examples. You have to give examples. Why a person has to have these 2 as a foundational value. Then you can give some examples like something which already is happening. Some people who are favoring some political party entering into, after their job, after retirement, they're taking some positions. Even they are retiring, taking VRS voluntarily. They are walking out. They are going and joining some parties and then they are acquiring some positions there. As now we can say, they popularly call him as sheep. In South India, there is a person, popularly person. He calls himself as tiger, but people call him as sheep or goat. Like this. Like this, there are many people. One few example I'm saying, but need not mention that person name or anything like that. There are some people who comes out, takes voluntarily retirement, then they enter into politics, they acquire topmost position. Some people are serving for 15 years, 20 years, same party. They don't get position. Now he is the leader of that party. Easily acquiring position. Examine the relevance. This question was asked in 2016. Okay. Examine the relevance of the following in the context of civil service. Context of civil service. Then in 2017, same pattern was asked. Same 5 topics they gave, and then you have to connect it with why this qualities are expected in a civil servant. Why this is asked as a value system for a civil servant. Like number 1, transparency, then accountability, fairness and justice, courage of conviction, spirit of service. What is courage of conviction? Anyone? Louder. The thing is that the courage of conviction means you are, as a civil servant, you are taking some move. Okay, sometimes you are very much confused whether you have to follow it or not. Even though many people oppose it, you are holding it firmly and you are trying to implement it. That is courage of conviction. You are believing that what you have decided is right and you are going by that. That is courage of conviction. Now, you should have that also. You cannot simply get manipulated by other people's ideas. Right. You have to take some ideas from other people's opinions, but you have to decide for yourself. So then, see the next question. In 2018, there was a question. State the 3 basic values, universal in nature, in the context of civil service, and bring out their importance. For this, what will you write? Which are universal in nature. Then you can take it from some universal body, international body, which has come up with certain value systems for you. Take it from them. It is easy for you. What are those? Like you can give impartiality, non-discrimination, like that. Merit, acting on merit, fairness, justice, like this. You can take any values and then you have to do. What are the basic principles of public life? Illustrate any 3 of these with suitable example. Same. They did not ask value. Same question. They asked with another word called principles. Values is equal to principles. We know. We have made a formula. See, no. So then what you have to write? What are the 3 basic principles? See, 2018, the question was that what are the state the 3 basic values? Universal in nature, like that they started. In 2019, the same question they asked, what are the 3 basic principles of public life? Again, same question only. Then you put some 3 words. You take impartiality, integrity, non-partisanship, like this, any 3 words, empathy, compassion, tolerance. Or we have written, we have made a tableau column in that professional values. We have written a lot of values. Pick any 3 values from that. Okay. Then identify 10 essential values that are needed to be an effective public servant. Now you have to write 10 values. Put one public servant, surrounding him with values. Then describe the ways and means to prevent non-ethical behavior in public servant. How will you prevent non-ethical behavior? Here, this is a combination of the next 2 units. There you will study a lot of measures. Then you have to bring here. Okay. Tolerance of civil servant. Okay. Both has to be there. Through law also you have to prevent this person to involve in unethical behavior, and through change of attitude also. Both has to go together. Conditioning that. So rewarding those already we have discussed in attitude also. Some points already we have there. You can also either pick up that, or in the next 2 units we are going to discuss some. Then using the help of that also you can explain this question. Okay. Should impartial and being non-partisan be considered indispensable quality to make a successful civil servant? Discuss with illustration. Okay, 2021, this question was asked. So, should impartial and being non-partisan be considered indispensable quality to make a successful civil servant? This question was repeated again. Why? In 2016, they asked a question. Why should impartiality and non-partisanship be considered as a foundational value of civil service? Same, they asked in a different pattern. Can you see the difference? Should impartial and being non-partisan be considered as indispensable quality? Okay, so same. More or less, the answer has to be in the same pattern. Then you have to write why this is considered as an indispensable quality for a civil servant. That they asked it is a basic foundational value for a civil servant. Here they are asking it's an indispensable quality for a civil servant. Same answer. Then you have to write why a person require impartiality and non-partisanship. We have already given an idea. Same way you can follow. Apart from intellectual competency and moral quality, empathy and compassion are some of the other vital attributes that facilitates the civil servant to be more competent in tackling the crucial issues or taking critical decision. Explain with suitable illustration. So here they are asking that apart from IQ, intellectual competency, aptitude, which is called aptitude. And apart from moral qualities, what is that? Ethical qualities, ethical values, which we are now discussing about, ethical governance. They are putting empathy. I told you no. So I asked you to write empathy and compassion as a separate line every time. Why? The same question is formed in the same pattern. They asked apart from intellectual competency and moral values or moral qualities, Empathy and compassion are some of the vital attributes for a civil servant, important attributes for a civil servant. They're asking a question like this. Then they're asking you to explain why it is considered like that. Then you have to use the 4-circle diagram. Or you can use a triangle diagram, a pyramid diagram. Do you remember that diagram? This question was asked in 2022, recently. You can use this diagram. You can use here, the policy makers are here. Okay, here there is a common man. The base consists of the common man. And that's so called as the marginalized community, marginalized section. In between here, the 20% is richest people. We don't care about the richest people. They know how to take care of them. Now they are dictating the government. So here the 80% common man manage the marginalized community or vulnerable section in any way you put them. Okay. So those who are looking for the government for some schemes for the betterment of their life, these people are here. And an officer, a public officer, is the one who acts as the face of the government in implementing the schemes and policies framed by these people who are in the top. Now they are the one who are responsible to interact with the people. So they have to do this in the proactive attitude. They have to have proactive attitude. Foresee what is going to happen. In proactive attitude, field visit is included. So they have to work from office for part of the house. They have to split that half of the day they have to be in the office, half of the day have to be in the field. They have to talk with the people. They have to interact with the people, know their problems, know their needs. For that to happen, they require something called as tolerance, empathy, and compassionate enough. If they have compassion only, they will try to relieve the pain of the people. They will try to address and they will be more responsive in character. And once this happens, they will either try to do it from their authority or they will try to bring this and try to change the policies or programs which has been created by the government without addressing the needs of the people. Why that policy or government policy or scheme is existing? So we have to modify that only. This feedback is also given by them. So that means an administrator who is the face of the government is the one who is interacting with the people either to regulate the society or bring in law and order or to take care of the welfare of the people. In both cases, he is the one who is interacting. So then he has to be loaded with these values. These are the vital attributes. At this situation, these are the vital attributes for making the people, for understanding the people and also making the people participate in the government. Okay. So that's how you have to explain for this question. This was asked in 2022. Anyway, they may repeat the same question, but in different pattern, it can happen. So be prepared with the answers for these questions. That's why I'm asking you to re-look into the old question. Okay. Anyway, the same question will repeat it, but in different pattern, it will be asked. Understood? Got it? Why very sad faces? You expected more complex question from the section. So now we'll start with a new unit. Another 15 minutes. I'll just start. And if I'm not able to complete, we will complete it tomorrow. Okay. So your 6th unit, what is your 6th unit? Public or civil service values or ethics. Is it so or I'm telling wrongly? Right only, no? Public or civil service values and ethics in public administration. In public administration. For this, the first topic in this is status and problem. So many people, even those who have written books, doesn't know what they have asked here, what they are mentioning in the status and problems. Status and problems means nothing but how values, the so-called values we are talking, foundational values of civil service, so and so, the values, how it entered inside administration, how these values, which we call as professional values or ethical values, how they started entering into administration. And now what are the problems associated with the implementation of those values? What are the problems associated in acting ethically inside administration? That only is asked as status and problem. So first we'll start with status. how these values entered the administration, you know. So for that, status, we are going to discuss some 4 stages, 5 stages. Stage 1. Okay. So how values entered administration. Administration means what? Hierarchical? Only people. So it's a position in such a way that is trying to organize and manage all those resources, not only the people. Okay. So administration is one where the executive part of the government comes into play. And public administration means it's relate administration with respect to the government, public affairs. That's called public, because there are 2 types of administration. One is private administration and another is public administration. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the public administration only. Stage 1, how it got evolved. This is called politics administration dichotomy. Stage is called politics administration dichotomy. In this stage, many proponents, many thinkers started saying that politics and administration are totally 2 different fields. Okay. Previously, administration was considered as a part of politics. Then they started arguing that administration should be studied as a separate discipline. You should study as a separate discipline, like how management is there, how political science is there. Administration should also be studied as a separate discipline. Then they said that politics does not have any part to play in administration, because in politics, the people are making policies, and administration is the executive branch of government who is trying to implement those policies formulated by these people. So they don't have any connection at all. And they gave, and the popular person is Woodrow Wilson. Try to mention some names only I will give, not everyone. So Woodrow Wilson is also called as father of public administration. Now, we used to say, no, if any discipline is there, there will be father, no. I don't know whether mother and all is there, father will be definitely there. Woodrow Wilson in 1887. Okay, so this stage was from 1887 to 1926. Okay, stage 1. So Woodrow Wilson in 1887 wrote a popular essay called as The Study of Administration. Study of administration. He wrote in Political Science Quarterly, because at that time there was no separate discipline for public administration. So the study of administration was the essay written by Woodrow Wilson. Okay. So in this, he mentioned that politics and administration are 2 separate things, and political questions are not equivalent to the popular statement given by him. Political questions are not equivalent to administrative questions. Administrative question. That means he is not writing any exam. He is mentioning that the issues which are related to politics does not have anything to do with administration. And the issues which is related to administration, the implementation flaws, lapses in policies, has nothing to do with political people. So there is totally a different separation between politics and administration. This is one popular statement given by him. Second, he said that administration is more business-like. Okay, more business-like. This is very important. This statement is very important. So this statement came to say that administration is equal to business. So when administration is compared to business, what happens? They only consider economic values, like economy, efficiency of the programs. So even though it is a public administration, it doesn't matter whether it's a private administration always aims for profit maximization. Same way he said that even though it is a public administration, administration is administration. Either it can be a public or private. All of its motive is to increase profit, whether it is working for government or working for a private player. So the main aim or intention is to generate profit, to maximize profit, to increase economy and to increase efficiency of that particular program. So this is what he said, and it is like compared it to a business. So now there is no question for values inside. The values like democratic values, ethical values did not play any part in the first stage. And third, he said administration is like a science. Okay. Administration is like a science, which will be the second stage. There I will explain for you. Administration is like a science. Administration is equal to a science. And in this stage, in 1926, L.D. White released a book in the name of The Study of Public Administration. This stage reached its zenith by the release of this book. Study of Public Administration. Okay. So these are the ideas which are revolving around these stages. Stage 1, we call this. And this stage is around 1887 to 1926. Okay. At that time, industrial era was going on. So they always match the private administration equivalent to public administration. And that Woodrow Wilson demanded to create administration as a separate discipline. And he said that administration does not work along with politics. So that's how political questions are different from administrative questions. And administration is more like a business you have to run, and it is like a science. Then came stage 2. Have you written all these things? It's also said by Woodrow Wilson in his paper. L.D. White is a person who has wrote a book in the name of Study of Public Administration. This is an essay which was written by Woodrow Wilson, The Study of Administration. But in 1926, L.D. White wrote a book called Study of Public Administration. Okay. No, it is implicit. No, he does not, they do not think in that manner at all during that period. They were only thinking in profit maximization of the government also. If a government is running anything, then that should be profit. Without that, now we have PSUs which are running in loss. We are running it. Why? Now we are considering values. Yes, some doubt? How can I examine all these people's country? Yeah, that they also said that. This criticism in Woodrow Wilson, no, when they are criticizing Woodrow Wilson, they used to say that this person supported the capitalist community. Yes. I don't know about L.D. White. Please don't ask me that. Then, next one. Next stage, okay? Stage 2. Stage 2. Stage 2 is called as principles of administration. Not that principle. Don't mistake it. It's not principles of, I'm not mentioning about values, okay? Principles of administration. This took place from 1927 to 1937. 27 to 1937. So this stage, we have written a third statement on the first stage, that administration is more like a science. Here they started giving out lot of formulas. That is called as principle. Okay, not a values. They came up with division of labor. When you study public administration, for a public administration student, you will come across this. Division of labors, scalar chain, functional foremanship. Okay. Then unity of command. Unity of command. Unity of direction. Like this, they came up with a lot of principles, a lot more. Unity of direction. And post-corp. There is one such, even still now we are following it in administration, post-corp. So like this, many people came up with a lot of principles, lot of formulas. Okay. And they said these are scientific formulas. It is universally applicable and universally valid. Either it can be a private administration or it can be a public administration. The administration should follow these values. For example, division of labor. Okay, where the labor has to be divided. One person has to make to do the same thing repeatedly. Repeatedly, he has to do the same thing only. If you are taking a car manufacturing company, You are designing light. You have to design light only. Continuously, you have to do that. In even light, again, separate divisions has to be there. One person has to repeatedly do the same thing. Then he will become expert in that. This is the opinion of those people. And this will also reduce time and this will also reduce the effort. So this will increase profit. Then scalar chain, hierarchical level, one person commanding the other. So authority of one person over the another person. Same way, like we have all this unity of command, also same thing, like scalar chain, and unity of direction, also one plan throughout, and that has to be worked out in an organization. Okay, like this post-carb and all is some of the principles which are given by the management people, administration. So they said that these principles are having universal relevancy and validity, and they can be used in public administration also and in private administration also, in order to increase efficiency and economy of the organization. Same here also, values was neglected. Okay, all the other values are neglected here. They only consider on the economic values of the organization. So that is stage 2. Okay. Then came stage 3. Even here also there are a lot of people who wrote books. We need not mention all those things. Have you written?
Ma'am, what is post-carb?
Planning, organizing, then something I don't, directing, coordinating, like this we have, reporting, budgeting. Okay, I don't remember this year. Staffing, very good. Yes, post-carb. Still now we are following these principles. No, in management they do follow it. Yes, so I think we'll end here because stage 3, we have a big discussion for stage 3. So we don't have sufficient time. And it's 12. Today I told that I'll be completing in 2.5 hours. So we'll meet tomorrow. And I asked management, they told there is no holiday for you. Already all the festivals are coming on holidays. They said students will enjoy. Saturday, Sunday, already you are there, the holiday. So that comes on holiday only. So thank you. We'll meet again. Honesty plus openness. Yeah, you can say it's a part. It's a part of integrity. Not one and only honesty plus openness. But honesty plus openness is a form of politics, no? Politics. Politics and minds of politics. Polluting. The minds of demographic divide and the youth. Especially the people who we are trying to aspire the new minds to come into the young minds, young aspirants to come into the politics. But now this type of things that data collected and published in the newspapers, because some newspaper has only done that this much criminal people with criminal background are entering into politics. Then these people fear, first of all, if they come, then they are the competitors of them. So it's polluting the mind also. How they tend to watch? So it's creating a false, idea that if you are even a criminal, you can, those who are accused of some offense can also enter into politics easily. So that type of dirty feel it is. This type of opinion is circulated among the people. So this also corrupt the mind of the young people or young person young minds who want to enter into politics, because they don't have any experience, they don't have any idea about it. And when they hear about all these things, then they feel that what is that truth? He doesn't have any background, any political background. If he has political background, he would have faced all these things. But he is from a humble background, a modest background, he doesn't know anything. Then he may get false ideas about politics and he doesn't want to enter. That's what is happening now. The attitude of the people gets changed. They think that politics completely is a dirty thing. Yeah, I expected, but you people demanded. Should we compensate the 10 minutes here? Huh? Yes, then we'll continue stage 3. Everyone, you will go and beat him outside. Huh? See, they already in mind is set up. Huh? I will take 10 minutes and leave. But you have to go down, no?